If you recall, earlier this week, I was carrying this picture on the thumbnail. Picture abhi baki hai. Markets were up. However, I was always fearing that the bears are still around. The comical part is today the markets came down. There was not a single stock today that hit a new low on my dashboards. Nothing spectacular about these graphs. Market was up, then it came down, then it consolidated. The only thing is today market was actually not expecting such a fall. The entire month FIIs have sold. General theory was there would be a short squeeze and a short covering rally. And the day actually started well. And then there was a synchronized fall. I'll stress on the word synchronized and I'll show you what I mean by that. If you see, trading range for Nifty today was huge, 2%. Bank Nifty also 1.85%. The fall today was led by banks and IT together. There was also a Reliance, of course. Today's nugget is about NALCO. We have seen that stock go up considerably, making new highs every day. Some of you had also asked for this particular nugget. So I'll analyze the stock, the relation with aluminum prices, buy, sell, what is probably best for the stock, my decision. The fortunes have been changing on a daily basis. Yesterday there was a small red of 3 stocks. Today there was a small green of 4 stocks. Adani Enterprises was at the top yesterday. It was at the top today only. Just that a 1 got off. Yesterday it was 11.5. Today it was 1.6%. But the swings continue. Shriram Finance was down in the dumps yesterday. That was up. SBI was down yesterday. That was up. And for the life insurance companies, there was a systematic problem today that the parent companies of these companies will not be allowed to keep a majority stake beyond, I think, 50% or so. SBI Life's parent is SBI Bank and HDFC Life, HDFC Bank. Both of them will be required to get rid of some of their stake. This is how Nifty looked today. SBI was at the top. Adani Enterprise, Shriram Finance, Cipla and IndusInd Bank, they were taking Nifty up most. What was pulling down Nifty most was IT, Reliance and HDFC Bank. They were taking Nifty up yesterday, remember? And the comedy continues. HDFC Bank that hit a new high, yet it was down so much and contributing most towards the fall of Nifty today. Next 50 was not that bad, however, reasonable amount of greens around. The Adani group was at the top today also. And I'm usually happy when I see VBL at the top in the green. The reds dominated this pack today also. The 4 Adani companies and then Varun Beverages. What was down? Info Edge, LTI Mindtree, JSW Energy, ABB and DLF. Bears are back in style. Large graph for software on the other side today. The other heavyweight banking was at number 2 in the laggards. The third one was oil and gas and the fourth one automobile. All large 4 sectors here on the right side. The power pack was good. That is because Adani Group was in general on a tear today also. Aerospace and defense is making most money for investors right now, followed by heavy machinery and beverages. In 2 days time, this score for diversified industrial, which is essentially Adani Enterprises, that has come down from minus 230 to 75. See the falls in Bank Nifty, Nifty at the same time. Nifty Next 50, Nifty IT. Look at Airtel falling down around the same time, HDFC sliding, TCS sliding, Reliance coming down, ICICI, Infosys. Specifically the 5 minutes prior to 10:45, there is a sharp cut in all large caps. And it was not just the large caps. I've just switched to Bank Nifty. All Bank Nifty stocks also exhibiting similar behavior. PNB, Bank of Baroda, Axis Bank, Kotak Mahindra, IndusInd, all of them came down at the same time. This is not retail. Now I've switched to IT. See, Tech Mahindra, LTI, Info Edge, HCL Technologies, Oracle, all of them exhibiting similar pattern. Wipro, Infosys. This is not coincidence. There are sell orders of large size in lot of stocks, probably 50-60 of them at the same time. In indices, next 50 made a new high, that is here just before the fall. Also, HDFC made a new high. See here, this is the peak and then it came down as well. This was the highest point of the day. One thing to note today is that the cuts in Nifty stocks were big, 2-3% kinds for the large stocks. Same with Bank Nifty, the smaller stocks however were up. In private sector banks, Ujjivan Small Finance stood out, that was up 7%. South Indian Bank up 2.5%, Karur Vyasa up as well. If you recall, these two banks I bought couple of days back, not the remaining pack. Volumes were good across the pack today. PSU banks actually seem totally different from the markets, totally unimpacted. Good sized greens for most stocks. Union Bank, which is again a portfolio bank for me, that was down a bit, but the sector was up 1%. Now, investing, everyone above this line had minor cuts, but today the new addition Edelweiss that was up a lot, 10% hit upper circuit. JM Financial and BSC both were up 2% each. And among the ruckus, scams in the early hours of the day made a new high. Bajaj Finance cracked today 3%, but Shriram Finance, PFC, REC, all of them were up. So was IRFC. This is where I had bought Shriram Finance. It has started to go up. There is some distance to go. Look at the pattern for the finance companies IRFC, REC, PFC up for 5 straight days. In fact, PFC has not fallen despite the ex dividend date falling on 25th. Microfinance had a good day today. Spandana Spurti, which again I bought couple of days back, that was up. I have Spandana, Fusion, and Satin in my portfolio still. Look at the volumes of Spandana. Some buying coming at very low levels of the stock. This is a dangerous sector to be in if you are a new investor and if you don't understand this sector. I've been talking about IT that I am getting scared of the IT levels. Today the cracks were big. The companies are still in green. If markets don't recover, there could be a lot of fall in these companies, a lot of value erosion. I mentioned this yesterday only. The P is absurd at the center. Of course, it is biased by Zomato, InfoEdge, and Swiggy, which was making lows every day last week, made another high today. Ola Electric is still celebrating the launch of the two models, up 5.5%, but M&M corrected 3.5%. Overall auto sector was not looking good at all today. And besides Exide, the ancillary sector also not looking that good. Defense continued the good run. The best gains were in solar industries today, up 6%. This is another stock that I bought earlier this week. Shipping companies were good today also. Cochin Shipyard, GRSC. Mazgaon Dock also was up, but very little. Several rockets in this pack today. Adani Total was up today also in the oil and gas pack, 15.8%. These days when Reliance is weak, it looks really weak. There is no attempt to recover on bad days. I'm wondering if it's time to buy a bit of ONGC, specifically because dividend yield is getting better. That is in ways a measure that the stock has fallen a lot. No points for guessing. The green towers are Adani in the power pack, Adani Energy, Adani Power. And despite the circuit and a good gain here, the two stocks continue to be in red. Adani Green as well hit an upper circuit, up 10%. The renewable pack overall was looking good today, up 4%. Look at the distance Adani Green still has to cover to reach a new high. Has to double literally 1087 to 2174. Beverages stand out today in the edible pack. Varun Beverages was up. The alcohol companies were doing good as well. Rest all corrected. Nestle, Dabur, Britannia, and Tata Consumer continue to be in the red zone. Non-edibles looked really bad today. HUL, Titan, Asian Paints, Trent. Big cuts in all of them, anywhere between 1 to 2.5%. So demand has to go up 50% to reach a new high. These numbers are relatively lower for HUL and Titan, around 20%. Tata Group was all red today. TCS and IHC are in the green. How are my trades in Adani Pack doing? Adani Enterprise was up a bit, but Adani Ports was down. And I bought Adani Power, that was up as well, 7.3%. Yesterday I didn't get Adani Green, Adani Energy. I didn't try Adani Total. Today there was an opportunity to buy just before the circuits. I didn't get into FOMO and buy more. Not a pretty day, 1.5% down for the big index Nifty. Bank Nifty was not down that much, 3/4 of a percent, but look at IT's fall, 2.4%. Now IT has not even given away the gains of this week. There is a lot more due to fall if the sector continues to fall. Nifty Energy was down, that is primarily because Reliance was down a lot. That covered the gains in the Adani pack. And next 50 was up a bit, 0.1%. I showed you the graph, more greens and reds. Auto, everything literally was down, 1.63%. FIIs are back to selling, 11,800 crores. Now this could be back to normal or the expiry factor. Today was the monthly expiry of Nifty. DIs tried to support the markets by buying 8,700 crores. Now tomorrow will be an interesting day. FNO will welcome the 45 new entrants and it will be the last day of the week. Typically traders don't like to take fresh positions or carry them to the next week, especially it's a month end coming up. The interesting bit would be stocks like BSC, Adani Energy, Adani Green, which are really volatile in the cash market right now. Will traders leverage FNO to take positions into these stocks? For example, Adani Energy and Adani Green, they are hitting upper circuits. There is no volume right now. US markets not looking very pretty right now. This seesaw will continue. Volumes will thin out in the US markets as we approach the end of the year. Only one trade, Indus Tower. I took it in the first minute of the day. If I had known that the market will down, I would probably have not taken it today. Tomorrow there could be some sells in the cash market. Let's see what happens, green or red. We'll talk about NALCO today. This is an example of a company, but again, it will also help you understand how I evaluate investment rationale in metal companies. Now, NALCO is number 4 when it comes to aluminum producers in India. India has a lot of aluminum. Aluminum is the easiest to mine commodity in the soil. Vedanta is at the top, followed by Hindalco. It is not aluminum alone and it is not number 1. Vedanta is number 1. In fact, Balco also is a Vedanta company. NALCO still is owned by government. It is a Navratna CPSE under Ministry of Mines. Promoter is government. The stake does not change, 51%. FIs recently have increased the stake. DIs haven't done much and public has sold. This is till September. We are in November right now. After 30th September, stock has hit new highs. Public has bought for sure and my guess is FIs and DIs may have sold. This is the graph of NALCO. Since September, it has gone up straight. That is why we are seeing new highs made every day. The graph is good. It is not overbought either. The problem is that the PE is 16, which is reasonably high for a metal company, that too a public sector company. The PG is 80. I don't think NALCO will grow that much. And we'll talk about the numbers soon. Dividend yield is a paltry 2% and dividend payout is already 45%. The new norms are 30%. Minimum companies have to pay 30% as dividend payout. So it is already paying more than what it is earning in terms of the mandate. So no one is buying for dividend yield for sure. Now the EPS graph is good. EPS has increased in the previous quarter a lot. As a result, the P actually has come down a bit. It was higher earlier. Overall, it is near the median P. So not bad here either. Sales last quarter was 4,000 crore. The previous quarter Q on Q was 2,856 crore. Year on year 3043 became 4,000. This is looking like a good pattern. A jump of 33% nearly. Expenses hardly changed and we'll talk about it. In fact, it is lower. Slight increase previous quarter wise. Net profit has jumped literally 5x. This is the euphoria. Quarter on quarter also more than 50% jump. These numbers are looking good and a lot of people are jumping towards these numbers. Are they worth celebrating? Let's find out. For that, let me show you first the commodity prices. These are the prices of aluminum in international market. Now check the OPM, 37%, 32%, 23%. When did that happen? When aluminum prices were going up in the international market. What happened after that? 10, 14. What was happening to aluminum prices? They were falling. After that, aluminum prices were static. So static. Now aluminum prices have started going up a bit. What is happening to OPM? It is again going up. So what is happening here perhaps is that NALCO owns the mines. So aluminum is literally free for them. They just have to pay the royalty to government. The sales numbers are aligned with the prices of aluminum in the international market, which also to some extent decides the prices in Indian market. One problem in Indian market is the China factor. Of late, China was dumping a lot of aluminum. That is evident in the OPM here, which was low in 2023 especially. And see, this is 39%. Here it was lesser, 31, 33, 23. China dumping has paused for now. China is trying to consume aluminum steel in the country itself. As a result, the companies in India have a pricing power. This is a slightly zoomed up graph of the aluminum prices internationally. This was the recent low somewhere around August, and since then aluminum prices have gone up, nearly a 20% jump. Now if you look at the official numbers, this is where the fun is. See the revenue, 4,000 crores. Q on Q, this was 2856 here and 3043 here. Look at the raw material prices. 487 crore, 491 crore. Same raw material, government got the same royalty. Here actually it was higher, which means lesser aluminums being sold at a higher price in terms of sale. The volumes have not gone up. The industry is not doing very good. If industry was doing good, the volumes would have been high and that would have reflected in the cost of raw material. The remaining cost, power and fuel, if you see 685 has become 810, which means operationally the cost to produce the same stuff has gone up. You are selling it at a higher price because market prices are high. So that EPS reflection is good for the end result. However, the industry is not looking very good to me. Low volumes, high price. This will impact consumption. In fact, this will lead to higher inflation also. In fact, if you see the prices of aluminum in the international market for last 25 years, they fluctuate a lot. They go up a lot, they come down a lot. Right now, they are in an upswing, primarily because of the China expectation. If suddenly China goes into a bad recession, once again, it is actually not out yet, then these prices could go back to 1500 kind of levels which we saw around pandemic. 2000 would be easy this time, the fall would be sudden. That will not be good for the aluminum companies because they'll have to price their products lower. That is on top of the cost of production which has gone up already right now. How will they reduce the power burn? That will impact EBITDA, that will impact EPS. So in general, I feel that the current run up is all based upon the international prices and predominantly the China factor. Is it sustainable? Yes, if the prices of aluminium go higher or are in the higher zone. Does it justify the PG and PE? I don't think so. This growth is not sustainable, it will come down. In any case, we are talking about the number 4 player in the country. Hope this analysis was useful. I am not buying NALCO at all right now. I already own Vedanta. I am happy with that holding. Hope this was useful. Thanks for watching.